was walking around the neighborhood with my mom, and I could tell she had some shit up on her mind. She turned to me and said, Mike, don't you want to meet someone? I said, no, I want to meet everyone. I want to get drunk with the punks and do bump with the king. I want to creep down the hall and go to bed with the queen. And when they come for my head, well, I'll be somewhere at sea, singing loud, singing proud. It's good to be free, 'cause I won't waste another day living someone else's way. I want to be happy, I want to be free. Fuck what they say, I'm doing me. My mama said, but Mike, don't you want to be comfortable? I said, no, I don't want to be comfortable. I want to be scared out of my head and lost out of my mind. I want to fall in and out of love a few thousand times. I want to spend all of my money on my friends and on drugs. And I want to ride around on a horse and give people hugs. And when I come into town, they'll say, oh shit, there's Mike. There's something wrong with that boy. I swear he just ain't right. 'Cause I won't waste another day living someone else's way. I want to be happy.
So this tree just fell in a storm. Yeah, you could tell just by how the ivy's growing on it and everything that it's only been here for a few days. I'm gonna see if I can try to get around it right here by just paddling how to get through it. And I'm glad I did, because there's a lot more river, a lot more creek here, look. So I just moved a couple logs out of the way. I never turned the motor into gear, I just used the oar to get through. And then, look how much more creek there is. You know, you could come in here with a chainsaw and get the houseboat back here. This would be kind of a cool spot to be. Look at that log dragging behind us. Okay, I got all the logs cleared out of the motor. Looks like we're gonna go up here around to the left for a little ways. How do we get around this? No, River, you stay on the boat. Nope, stay on the boat. That was a big tease, but that's a cliff. You couldn't go anywhere anyway. I had to just get the motor through and it wouldn't kick into gear forward without hitting the land. So we did a little spin here for you. Whatever, I'll give you the lay of the land. So, I mean, this is basically about as swamp gets right here. This is awesome. There's another creek right there. Ooh, big tree. Watch where you're going, Martin. That was us scraping a tree. Alright, we're gonna slow down here. Okay. Try to lift the camera up so you can get a view without River messing it up. Alright, let's let River go to the shore here. Go! Let him explore while I turn the boat around. Come on! Don't miss this time. Jump. River. Come on, you can do that. Let's go. Good boy. In part one, we left off just by Hurricane Bluff, having just explored the creek. Now we're moving up the river. Just basically exploring the Duck River as far as I can get. Now, there's a couple things I want to tell you that a few people haven't pointed out or understood. This area, most of Tennessee, a huge chunk of Kentucky, half of Alabama, a huge chunk of Mississippi, almost a quarter of Georgia, was purchased by the Army Corps of Engineers with taxpayer money. They then dug and made all these channels, moved everyone out, got everyone's houses and graveyards and roads and bridges and got rid of them all. Then they flooded it. Now, before they flooded it, it was all taxpayer property. It was all public property. And once they flooded it, the shoreline now here is public property. No one lives on that property because it was all purchased prior to starting this huge endeavor, which makes this place special. For the most part, in a lake in Wisconsin, you'll see 1% public land, maybe 2% public land if you go by square footage of the shoreline. There's a small spot where you can put your boat in the water, and there's 1 or 2 beaches, if that. A lot of lakes don't have beaches, they only have sandbars. So, for a place like this to exist on the planet is extremely rare when 99% of the shoreline is public access through 4 states. Hundreds of miles of shoreline in an area where the water is not only pristine because it's drinking water for the whole community, but it's also regulated height and flood levels through all of the dams and locks that they control it at. So it's not, for the most part, it's not dangerous anymore. That has resulted in the largest accumulation of houseboats and people living on the water in the world. There is no other place per square mile that has more houseboats doing what I am doing. For the most part, they only do it during the summer season. I'm rarely doing it year-round. However, the reason why you don't see anyone in my clips is because it's so vast and so big. It's not because it's not popular. Okay, couple different things. Number one, I don't recommend anyone houseboating or really even boating on this river. I can't tell you. From what I've seen in the numbers of how fast I'm going versus upstream or downstream, there's a good 4 to 5 knot current. That's the kind of thing where your dog falls out up creek of your boat and it gets pulled underneath the boat. If you are taking your boat along the shore and it gets caught on a tree, the current will bring it out from underneath and it'll tip your boat. So it's not one of the biggest fears I have about my houseboat is a tree limb catching it at the top and the current pushing the boat underneath, tipping the boat or tearing the log, tearing the boat off of its structure. Alright, so look at the current. Look at how high this cliff is. The current here is stupid fast, and it's actually kicking the boat around left and right without you being able to control where the back end of the boat goes a lot. It's crazy. Yeah, again, this is not, I wouldn't recommend swimming in here or anything like that. But it's a stunning boat ride. So on my way to town, there's a road that runs alongside the Tennessee River, and it drives over the duck. And I've pointed it out, I've showed it in maybe 15 or 20 different episodes over the last 400 videos. And it is a red metal bridge with cliffs on both sides of it. I'm about to go under it for the first time in a boat. I think that's pretty cool. A couple different things here. This is my fail-safe. If something happens to my boat while I'm on this trip, I just need to come back to this launch and I can call a buddy of mine to come pick me up. I'll go get the truck and the trailer and come back for the boat. So this is a good, I don't know, it makes me feel comfortable we made it this far. Now, I've never been anywhere past this by car or anything. I don't know anything really about the next bridge, I believe is the highway, which is miles from now. So we're gonna see where we're at. Right now it is 1:30. I'm gonna find a shady spot to eat lunch. I brought some snacks for River and me, and then we're gonna try to keep going up the river. We'll see.
There's delays on the plains out of eastern Montana where you told me you were leaving from. You've been stabbed in the back and the rest of your body. Won't you tell me where you're bleeding from? If you need a tourniquet or if you want to turn and quit, know that I'll be by your side. You bled your whole soul into things you can't control in a world you'll never satisfy. I'll bandage up your body and your bones and your bad days too. Take care.
It's a little creek in here, but I have to go. I can't come in slow because of the current. I have to go faster than I want with my motor now, but as soon as we get out of the current, I'll be able to get in there fine. And I want to just go in here and have lunch in the shade with River. Alright, here we go. No current anymore. This is beautiful. Traveled more than 13 miles up the river. Oh, that's just a turtle river. Calm down. And it's beautiful. It's treacherous. It's a lot of current. I don't recommend doing it. It's not for the faint of heart. Let's say it's not for the faint of heart. But it's beautiful. Look at our little lunch spot stop. Lots of shade. See, I think these little creeks right here would be just perfect for the houseboat. But I don't know what's on either side. For all I know, there's like an industry right over there or something. I don't know. We'll see. So we got apple, Canadian Dry, and a Pop-Tart. And then I have a pocket full of bacon treats for River. River, do you want a treat? River. Okay, so I don't know if you'll be able to see this current, but yeah. I'm thinking about coming into this island, and I'm going to turn around and head back because everything after this is less than 2 feet, and I don't want to mess up my motor. And the bottom of the river here is rock. It's not like mud or anything, so you would mess up your motor if you hit. I'm just now coming out of the current. You see how the boat turns and flips? Yeah, look at that. Alright, I want to try to get to this little pile of rocks for River to get out. We'll see if we can get over there. It's kind of shallow. But we're out of the current, so if he gets in the water, it's not a problem. And then you can see the current over there picks up too. We're just in the leeward side of the island. I'm at 5% battery, so I'm gonna turn the phone off and head back down the river. We are at mile marker 14 right now. 14 miles up the Duck River. So there's a nest around here. There. So that bird, River's gonna try to get that bird. I'm gonna stop him. And the bird's just trying to keep River away from the nest. Hey River, come here. You're gonna get in trouble. You're gonna get in trouble. You better hurry up. Come here. Look at his, he looks right at me as he's not listening. Come on. Come on. That bird doesn't want you here. River, come here. I'm gonna take a look at the map and see what to do here. Yeah, bird's pissed. Come on, bud. River, you're scaring the birds. Let's go, buddy. That log is moving at 4 miles an hour right now. You can watch all of my videos. He is super attentive when we're exploring. The minute we turn around and start heading home and it's the same smells, falls asleep. So we started around 11 o'clock and we went till 2 o'clock. We got 15 miles up the river at 5-knot average speed. I found this little gem on the way home, and this is what we're going to do now is we're going to go get the houseboat and we're going to put it in this tiny little spot. Check out this spot I found with River. Okay, so essentially you could only walk in here. You could tell that there would be a creek here if there was ever a flood, but you could not come back in here with even a kayak during the summer. Or, I'm sorry, during the winter. It was completely walking path, that's it. So, and get back, River. Come on, River. The other thing is it's a drawback, like where there's no water coming out of it. The current's running into it. It's a backfill. As you can see, everything's kind of stuck over here. But look at this little creek, you guys. Stay, River. So that's exactly what I do. We go and get the houseboat and we bring it to the Duck River. I'm not going to tell you where I went because this is the one place I'm going to keep to myself. I'm pretty sure this is the entrance, but this is the third time I thought I've come to the entrance, so I'm taking it. Gotta be careful about it. We were able to pull in this little nook. I guess they call it a cut. This little cut. I got the anchor. Right when I pulled in, I dropped the anchor, which spun the boat at 180. And then I went back with the dinghy and ran a line to a tree back here. So in case the wind changes, whatever, we won't spin back out. We'll actually kind of locked in this position. The other thing I'm planning on doing is throwing a rope around this tree right here. See that? I'm just going to tie the deck line around it in case if the anchor gives in the night, this will hold us in this direction. So, yeah. And then there's no land around here. We have to go across the river to Walk River, which is cool because there's a nice little beach over there. All right, so this is the back view, the backyard. I don't think we're anywhere near enough to land where Cricket would even consider jumping towards land, so I'm not too worried about it. But she's done stupider stuff. And the creek goes that way, but there's 2 fallen trees right there. That's catching everything coming in here. This is a backfill, like I've mentioned. So no current will come and push us out of here. It'll push us in. So, and then this is the side. That's interesting. They are ancient fish. I'm just gonna bark at it when it goes past the front of the boat. I definitely got poison ivy from tying that rope around that tree. That is one thing that they have a lot around here is poison ivy. Beautiful little swamp area, completely covered in vegetation. That water's still 2 feet deep right here. You know, it's not, I mean, it's not completely full of snakes, but they're here. They're definitely here. It's a regular size cottonmouth right there. See the white mouth and the brown body? So if you look really close at his eyes, they're clouded over because he's about to shed, which is why he's so tan. Yeah, they don't really eat or do anything because they're kind of blind for this little time frame. I mean, I don't know if we know how blind they really are, but so he is smaller than a quarter. That's the smallest turtle I have seen in a very, very long time. Oh, he's cute. Let me back up so you can see. Just can't even see him. Alright, today we're going to get like 10-mile-an-hour wind directly coming in here pretty much, so I'm going to move. I'd like to go back in there, but this tree is blocking the whole entrance. So we'll see. And it's pretty much underwater where you would want to cut it, and I'm not going to cut through that big with a handsaw, and I'm not going to put my chainsaw in the water. That's what I mean by poison ivy all over the tree. I mean, there's just half of these vines are poison ivy, so I'm going to get this untied so we can get out of here. Look at this big ass 3-foot wave coming at us. I don't think people understand their waves when they go through places. Look at this thing. Really? Like, why does the whole river have to feel that because someone wants that big of a boat to drive through here? They need to figure out ways to not have wake on boats. So the water right now is completely clear. There's no wind. There's no wake. At this point, when the lake is like this or the river's like this, no one should be able to create a wake. The only time you should be able to make a wave like that is if it's super windy and it's already choppy and wakey. But when it's beautiful and clear like this, I don't think anyone should be able to drive fast. Everyone should have to go 5 miles an hour or less. Because, I'll be honest with you, I'm like grumpy old man sitting on my porch. Quit fucking with my lawn. I'm just kidding. No, but that is my view. I really think that the only way you should be able to make a big wake is if there is already wake and chop in the water. And you shouldn't be able to just go 40 miles an hour on crystal clear water when everyone's kind of enjoying the peace and quiet of the water. You know? My guess is that is a water snake, but let's see what happens here. If it gets into my boat, I'm gonna freak out, dude. No, it just went underneath it. It's thinking about. You see it right by the engine? Now, I'll be honest with you. I really think this is not a venomous snake in any. I think it's just a water snake. Now it's going around the outside of it. I'm gonna go to the front. Yeah. Now you see how he very simply, without exerting any energy, went underwater. The venomous snakes like the copperhead and the cottonmouth don't do that. They float. It's hard for them to float or to get underwater. So, to me, that's just a water snake. It's just so big that, man, it's scary looking. I mean, the color in it could be a copperhead, but I don't think so. Not just the way it's swimming. It's a pretty good swimmer, you know. Oh, is it showing its fangs? No, it's not. That's just how the camera looks. So if they open their mouth and they show their fangs, they're typically, that's when you know they're poisonous or venomous. Because they're standing their ground, you know? At least that's what I've seen. So we're going to there's not going to be any wind today, so we're kind of anchored by the river. Because we're going to watch my birds build their nest today. They're doing a pretty good job. I like nature. It's winning me back. It's gorgeous sunset. And we're just checking on the nest here. They got a good base going. They're not very fast at it. It looks like they add maybe 10 sticks an entire day, but it's happening and it's exciting.
About that, Jeff? That's some cakewalking music right there, man. You had to go backwards. You gotta use all your hands and